what I would do is go ahead and start out with looking at like the latest Metroid Dread video trailer that actually dropped. It's a short trailer, and I'll provide some commentary and insights into what I know about the series. It's not I um let's see. My history with Metroid, of course, began with the first Metroid on the NES back when I was a wee little lad. And I actually played through in the original green screen Game Boy through Metroid 2 and beat that one. I actually was the only one. It was my friend's Metroid 2 from their Game Boy that I was playing on. They didn't play it or bother playing it, but I decided to beat it for them. And then when it came out, I did get the Super Metroid on the SNES. I never owned a Game Boy Color, so I didn't get to play Fusion, but I do know the story somewhat. And of course, I played Metroid Prime 1 and 2. 3 I tried, but it wasn't the motion controls that I didn't like about 3. It was just the premise and the linear nature of Metroid Prime 3 that bugged me, so I didn't really play that one much, though I did later watch the story at one point. I did beat Metroid Prime 1. Metroid Prime 2 I never did beat. I think I got a quarter to halfway through that game, but other things kept coming up and I kept forgetting about it, and since then I don't can't find the GameCube disc anymore and all that, so that's kind of I have to basically hope for the Prime trilogy to come out on the Switch, which all reports say that's going to happen. Now, as I said, basically what I'm going to be doing is just playing this trailer real fast. It's a very short trailer. It's not a reaction. I've already seen the trailer, and basically what I'm going to do is comment and highlight, probably point out what other people have already pointed out in their other reviews, because people who are like super into Metroid even more than I am have probably torn apart this trailer to find every little detail they can about this thing. So, yeah, there's that. And we'll go ahead and get all that underway. So, let's get started and watch this. I might do my thing where I keep cutting out and pointing out things that are obvious on the screen. But what I'll probably do, like here at this first scene, for those who played Metroid Fusion, which is Metroid 4 in the official timeline, if you didn't know, the Prime trilogy takes place between Metroid 1 and Metroid 2. Or if if you're more savvy on the recent remakes, that's Metroid Zero Mission and Samus Returns, which came out on the 3DS. What is it? 3 years ago now. So, from what you can see here, this is the gunship from Metroid 4 Fusion that Samus had. So, this is either going to be a direct sequel, or no, of course it's a direct sequel, but the theories are this is either taken almost immediately after Fusion, or it's only like been a couple months after Fusion. So, that was like, what was it? I think Metroid Fusion came out in 2002 or 3, so it's been quite some time, but let's go ahead and take a watch. Now, the first thing I've noticed already, again, I'm gonna probably be pushing the stop and play button a little bit, is the design of the suit is much different from what we saw at the treehouse, where it had all the blue shoulders and stuff. This looks more like a blend of the fusion suit and Samus's traditional Varia suit. So maybe this is the new Varia form when we get it later. We'll have to wait and see. As I said, it was a short and sweet trailer. The one thing you would notice, of course, let me see if I can go back to it here. Let's see, where can we find it? Of course, right here we have this Chozo. Now, a lot of people are saying this has to be a memory or something, but I disagree with that because what we see behind this Chozo here is those digital doors that Samus would go through in the gameplay section that they showed off in the Nintendo Treehouse. So this tells me that this is a recording that we see of the Chozo throughout the gameplay, or we actually run into a physical Chozo in the gameplay, which would be pretty much a first in the entire franchise, because I think it's we did not see a single, all we had was their statues in every single Metroid game up to this point, even in the Metroid Prime trilogy. Now, what this looks like here is this looks like this might be a reimagining or an update to the Chozo memories from Samus Returns. I'd probably have to pull those out so we could take a look at those. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get those real fast and we can actually see the Chozo memories in action, because I don't know if these are actually new Chozo memories or old Chozo memories, or a artistic reimagining of the Chozo memories, because it looks like the Chozo memories from Samus Returns. Again, I don't own a 3DS, so I couldn't play Samus Returns, so I've only looked at this online, and let's see. I'll go ahead and pull this over here. This should be the all Chozo memories, so we can take a look to see how much this lines up with the pictures we just saw in the Dread trailer. This, of course, in the memory would probably be when they first ran into the X-Parasite, which seems to still be a theme for Metroid Dread, with Samus being fused with the Metroid, of course. Now, according to the creator of Metroid, Dread is the final part of the Metroid timeline that will actually deal with the eponymous title critters, the Metroids. So how that will go forward, we'll see what happens. He says that this is not the end of Samus's story, so whether the series will still be continued to be titled Metroid, which according to the lore, Metroid means Great Warrior, which means Samus is now a Metroid by the Chozo's own language, but we'll see what happens. And right here we see they created the Metroids, the Chozo anyways. this is the Metroid probably going after the X-Parasites. And you always make an energy-sucking weapon. It always seems like a great idea until it turns on you. Okay, let's see. Let's compare then, shall we? Yeah, the Dread images look like they're reimagined, or they're either reimaginings or higher quality versions of the same artwork. Because this one looks like it's a little more detailed and darker. It's crisper. You can actually see details here and there, though it has a little bit of blurring here on the outside. But it's almost it's similar. You can tell there's differences between each one. But it looks like they'll be rehashing the Chozo memories for people from Samus Returns who weren't able to play the game on. Yeah, this is the liquid they're showing off, which, let's see, is completely different. So yeah, they redesigned all the imagery to, what's the word I'm looking for? Essentially, update it and bring it forward. Even though it's only been a couple years since Samus Returns, probably the original artwork was only meant for the tiny 3DS screen. But that's something I'm definitely looking forward to, so we'll